If you feel that healing after suicide loss requires constant effort, constant energy, constant willpower, this message is for you. My dear fellow survivor, welcome. I'm so honored you're here with me today because today I answer a question that so many survivors carry quietly. It's a question I had myself for a long time. And this question is, if I'm so exhausted, if I'm trying so hard to heal every single day, how can I start building healing that feels sustainable, that feels possible, that feels safe? Rightfully so. And the answer lies in making a distinction between two things. The first thing is willpower. If we're using sheer willpower to heal, that burns energy real fast. That does not create safety. That does not help us take our next healing step. All this does is brace us. All this does is keep us tense. So when I realized this, I said goodbye to willpower. And I admitted, doesn't matter if I have zero willpower because I don't need it to heal. And this brings me to the distinction I was talking about. So willpower, I said goodbye to. And I said hello instead to regulation. What I mean by regulation is creating safe rhythms in your day to allow you to take safe steps to heal one day at a time. For example, it could be choosing a song that you like to listen to every single day at a certain time. It could be having a 1 minute of just deep breathing in a moment where you feel like you need to connect and you need to just remember that it's going to be okay, right? It could be a 1 minute of anything that is safely helping you take your next step. And regulation is not about reactivity, right? It's about proactivity, it's about responding, and it's about choosing what you're going to do next. Whereas willpower, it's all about reactivity, right? When we try to white knuckle healing, that's like I said, when we burn energy fast, and then we're left asking the question, well, if I don't have any energy, how am I supposed to heal? And everything feels impossible. And then we just want to give up and we think that we'll never get better, right? That's because we're white knuckling it. That's because we're using sheer willpower. That's because we're not building rhythms that are safe, that teaches our nervous system to let go, that teaches our nervous system that just 1 minute of something, no matter what it is, if it's helpful for you, if it makes you feel better, 1 minute a day can go such a long way. Imagine doing that, not just for a week, not just for a month, not just for a year, but for years and years and years. That's what I've been doing. And that's what I teach music and healers to do, is to choose those safe practices that help us feel like healing is possible. And this has nothing to do with changing beliefs, or it has to do with creating those safe rhythms I told you about. So instead of just reacting, it becomes effortless, that you're regulating everywhere you are, not just proactively first thing in the morning, but every single time that you need to remember, I am safe, I can do this, here's my next healing step. 1 minute of a song, 1 minute of a breath, 1 minute of anything that makes you feel grounded. And then you start to realize when you do this long enough that willpower has nothing to do with healing. Willpower is what keeps us stuck, forcing, putting in more effort, thinking that we have to be stronger, thinking that we have to push harder. And that is why our nervous system doesn't feel enough, safe enough, I mean, to allow healing to occur, right? So if you say goodbye to willpower and you say hello to regulation and build those safe, sustainable rhythms every day through any regulating act, you're going to see willpower is not needed to heal. That's what keeps you stuck. Regulation frees you. Regulation allows not only for healing to occur, but for integration to occur, which is needed before healing occurs, right? So always remember, regulation leads to integration, and integration leads to healing. So you can stop trying to white knuckle healing. It's not going to work. And I'm not saying this to discourage you. I'm saying this to open your eyes. My dear fellow survivor, just start with 1 minute. Start right now. Choose anything. Like I said, it could be a song. It could be you dancing around to no music. It doesn't have to involve music. It can be 1 minute of deep breathing. It could be just a 1 minute walk outside just to smell the fresh air and get out. It could be anything that is regulating to your nervous system. And you'll see, you'll be able to create those safe, sustainable rhythms that allow for not just integration to occur, but healing. So, my dear fellow survivor, I say this with all my heart. Please take good care of yourself. And of course, may you be filled with music and heal.